Okay, so as usual, I'm going to upload the code for this question in the GitHub link. So if you want just the code, then you can click down. But if you want the explanation for this code, we can continue now. So we'll be given here, what given here is two arrays A and B. Not given, we'll be given A exactly, not given A. In the question, they gave A and they derived B such that first we'll take the first element of A as it is. For the second element, we'll check if it is greater than or equal to the first element, the previous element. If it is greater than or equal to, then we append it, or else we won't. 3 is not greater than 4. 2 is not greater than 3. 6 is greater than 2, so we'll append 6. 3 is not greater than 6. 3 is equal to 3, so we'll append 3. So we appended these numbers here. So this is how they gave us. Now what they are trying to tell us is basically need to predict any one of the possible combinations we could get from this one. We basically, in the question they said that they gave A and B, but what I try to explain is in this question they'll give us B and we need to predict one of the possibilities of A. What could A be? There are multiple possibilities of A, and what A, we can print any one of those possibilities. So the question what we can understand basically is we can get rid of this one because this is actually complicated, the A we get here. Since they said we can print any A, what we can basically do is the condition it should satisfy is first A should be as it is, the first element of B should be as it is. Since the first element of A given to B, then first element of B should be given back to A. So the possible A which can be crafted from this is should be such that, and another condition is that the length of A should not be greater than twice the length of B. So which it will be satisfied, don't worry. Here what we'll basically do is we have 6. So let's take a gap because we need to append elements, right? We don't need to append any element up 3 because 3 most probably is the last element. Even if it is not, doesn't matter because they ask is one of the possibilities of A, not a particular possibility. So okay, these are gaps here. We don't know how many elements there are in this one, but we don't need a lot of elements. We just need an element such that it satisfies the condition of, for 4 it is as it is, this element should satisfy the condition such that this is less than 6. And this element should also satisfy the condition such that this element should be less than 4 too, because if this element is greater than 4, then it will be picked. For example, if we take x, if x is greater than 4 and less than 6, then x will be added here because x is greater than 4, x is greater than the previous element. So it should be such that x should be less than 4 and less than 6. So how do we get this number? Less than or equal to in this case. Yeah, I know that, but I'll tell you why we're taking less than. For this one, we'll basically take x as 1. So yeah, as I told you, appending ones. 1 will be greater than less than 4 and less than 6, both less than 4 and 6. So in this case 4 and 6, first things first, that is when we need to check this condition when 6 is less than 4, 6 is less than the previous number itself in B. So in this case what happens is 6 is already greater than 4. Since 6 is already greater than 4, right? In B if we check it, this number is already less than this number. So in theory we don't even need that 1 because 4 and 6 is perfectly fine. If you look at it like this, 4 is the first element, so we'll append it. 6 is greater than 4, so we'll append it. So we'll get till this part, we'll get the same answer if we left it like this. So don't need to do anything here. For this condition, for this gap here, the thing is 6 is greater than 3. So we need to add something such that both 6 and such that 3 is appended. If we don't add anything, then 3 won't be appended because 3 is less than 6. And there should be a number here such that this number, as I told you, is less than both of these, which is 1. So the A we get from this is 4613. So 4613 will give us an array of this one. The basic simple thing is we need to append ones wherever in B. We do iterate through each and every value starting from this. Since we can add this thing directly, so we start from this value and check if the previous value is less than it, then we can just go on by our way. If the previous value is greater than this, we need to append 1 before we append it. So we need to basically take an array A. It is initially empty. We'll append 4 first, and in this we'll start the loop now. Now what we'll do is we'll have 6. 6 is greater than 4, so yes, we'll append 6. Now 3. The next element is 3. 3 is not greater than 6, so first we'll append 1, then we'll append 3. So A, this is the value of it. You just write this thing and you'll get it. So I'll explain the code now. So first we'll be given an array, obviously, which is B, and we will append that thing into our array, whatever it is. We'll take an array A, which will initially append the value of B of 0. We'll append that value in our array because we can append it directly. We'll have a for loop. For loop will be obviously from 1 to the length of B. In this for loop, what we'll basically do is first we need to check whether if array of, what is it, for in, right? So if B of I minus 1, if it is greater than it, the B of I, then you need to append 1, right? Because we are checking it for each and every value. If this number is greater than the previous number is greater than this number, then first we need to append 1 before we append anything, so that we can get a 1 in between, and this number, the 1 will be less than both these numbers, so this 1 won't be included in B, but these two numbers will be. And we'll append as usual our number B of I. That's it. One doubt you may have is, what if there are like two numbers here? So if it's 6 and 3, then yeah, we can append 1. But what if it's 1? This number itself is 1. Then obviously, if this number is 1, first things first, this will obviously satisfy the conditions, it won't work. So the next question is, what if these two are 1? Both of these are 1. If given an array B such that these both are 1 and 1. What in this case? Then it's still equal to them. So this condition still won't satisfy. So the only way